Hello Libra, welcome to your weekly tarot forecast here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of February 12 through 18. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards, with the images, with the energies, and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here is the Two of Pentacles to begin with. We're going to put that into some context with our Dove and Serpent spread. And we'll see what we are getting into this week. We're going to do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, and we're going to leave that right over here. We're not going to look at it until the very end of the reading, so be sure to stick around until the end. And hopefully that will, tie the reading together and give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the very end of things, okay? So we've got we've got the major arcana that represents you. This is the card that rules Libra. This is the Justice or Adjustment card. So I feel like you're really going to be empowered this week. You're really going to be in your own energy. You know what I mean? And it's really you're going to take ownership of it. I think it's going to really work for you this week, okay? I think it's going to be a quite successful week, honestly. We've got some major, we got some air, we've got some earth, some water, some more earth, some more major. We've got some fire over on the path of the Serpent, as well as some earth, some water, and some more fire. So it's looking pretty balanced. I think it's going to be a pretty good week. The first thing we see is this Two of Pentacles. Something is going on in your life this week. That there's some change that's involved. I don't know if there's you have to make some kind of home repairs. I almost feel like you have to replace something. You know what I mean? I don't know if you have to replace like your refrigerator or your car or something has either been lost or broken, and you're needing to kind of not repair it but replace it. Okay, so something new is coming in. And I think you're someone that typically, at least at this time in your life, you really deal with change very well, you know. I think you're typically a person that when you kind of roll with the punches, you know, when something kind of inconvenient happens, like a flat tire or, you know, your refrigerator goes out or something like this, you know, something in the material plane that just kind of stops working. You tend to not really react too harshly to those kinds of inconveniences. You're pretty even, pretty level, you know. I think that's a Libra quality, to be honest. I think that you really do have the ability to just let stuff roll off your back, you know. And something like this that's going on this week, it seems like it's a relatively minor thing, but something either that has already broken or maybe was lost. You're going to be replacing that. That's going to be given back to you in some way this week, okay? And I don't know exactly what that is. I mean, don't really have much of an idea either. I mean, this could be something physical. I think it's a physical thing, like an item or an appliance or something that you use on the physical plane, okay? And it could literally just be money. You know, it could be quite literal. But something is being replaced. And I think that this is going to be very pleasing to you. I mean, you're going to appreciate that this is coming back, that you've had this item returned or replaced. Okay. I think maybe it was broken by someone or lost by someone. Okay. Because we're going to skip to the recent past here. We see this kind of younger air sign person here. I don't think this is you. I think this is someone else close to you. Maybe an air sign person, maybe not. Okay. But they seem like there's a little bit of immaturity to their energy. Like maybe they're younger sibling, you know, a child or something, or just a younger friend. Someone that feels more immature than you do. Okay. And I think that it feels like they've lost this thing for you, or they've broken it or something like that. Now, I don't know if they're the ones that are going to be replacing it or not. You know, that's kind of the variable here, that I don't really see them anywhere else in your reading. So it doesn't seem like they're really going to be the one to replace this or repair this thing, or restore whatever it is that you're now in a deficit with. It could be just money. God, my head is still not right from this cold. It could be literally money. It could be the appliance, the car repair, something physical though, something on the physical plane that's being replaced. But I think through their own kind of negligence or their immaturity, I don't think they did it maliciously. I just think they weren't really aware of what they were doing. You know what I mean? They weren't really thinking clearly when this happened. Okay, it could be that they hit your car. It could be that they ran over some debris and popped a tire. It could be that they just never got the oil changed or something like that. You know what? I don't know that this is a car. I don't think it's the car actually, because we don't see certain cards here that I would expect if it were the vehicle, but it's something on the physical plane, and I don't want to try to narrow that down too much, because I'm sure it's going to be different for a lot of you out there. For some people, it may be the car. Some people, it may be some money that you invested that is now gone. It could be an appliance in the home. It could be some aspect of the home that was damaged, or that you're having to kind of renovate or something like that. Okay. Could be something a little bit more abstract, like you lost your job, but now that's going to be returned to you. Okay. So let's keep going and see what else we can glean from these cards. We have a Four of Cups here that is crossing your path. It's crossing that Two of Pentacles. I don't think you're going to be exceptionally overjoyed or elated or ecstatic this week. It feels like because of this loss, you were less than happy, let's say. Okay? Maybe a little bit pissed off, a little bit less than enthusiastic about the whole situation. But you've managed to get back to just a relatively even state, right? It's kind of like you were a little bit upset about the situation, but now it's just kind of whatever. It's just the way life goes, And we were talking about that with the Two of Pentacles too, so we might as well do these two together. It's like when there's a minor inconvenience in your life, or maybe it's not so minor, maybe it's something major, maybe it is the loss of a job or something, serious. You tend to not let it get you too upset. We don't see any fives here. There's no Five of Pentacles even. There's no Five of Cups. There's no Five of Swords. There's no Five of Wands. There's nothing. So it's almost like it doesn't really bother you as much as it may bother some people. Or maybe as much as it would have bothered you in the past, perhaps. Okay? I think that might be the key. I think in the past, perhaps you would have reacted in a different way. But I think this week, at this period of time in your life, it doesn't really bother you as much as it used to. You're able to remain relatively calm and stable. You're not happy about it. We got the Four of Cups. You're not happy about it, but you're not terribly upset either. Okay? And I think that's something that you're learning to do. You're learning to be a little bit more even, maintain a little bit more equilibrium in your emotional states, in the way that you react to situations, and to particularly these kinds of inconvenient situations, or these annoyances, these like small disasters that happen in life. Okay, they happen to all of us. But I think this week you're able to maintain a kind of just a level head, but a level emotional state too. You're not happy about it, but you're not super upset either. Okay, it's just kind of, well, it sucks, it happened, we'll deal with it, it'll be okay. No sense, crying over spilled milk kind of thing. And that's exactly what I'm feeling with this Justice or Adjustment card that's at the top of the Path of the Dove. This is your patron card. This is the card that rules Libra, right? And this is a symbol of your kind of balance, this equilibrium that you have established, that you're working to establish in your life. Okay. So I think there was a time where you would have reacted much differently. You would have been just kind of flying off the handle about something like this. Okay. But now you have this, like I keep wanting to say, this equilibrium, this kind of levelness to you. And that is something with this adjustment card. This is like you're accepting the facts as they are. You're accepting the situation. You can't turn back time, I don't think. So all you really have to do is, deal with it appropriately. And flying off the handle, overreacting, getting just extremely pissed off, and just, that's not really going to do much for you. That's going to be more of a waste of energy, which we see on the path of the serpent, how some of this energy can be wasted that way. But by maintaining this equilibrium, you're conserving your energy, your emotional energy, your intellectual energy, and your physical energy. Because I think when you used to get more angry, when you used to react differently, I think there was a lot of physical energy that was expended getting that frustrated. Pacing around the room kind of thing. You're just wearing yourself out, physically, mentally, emotionally. But now, probably through some kind of intentional, like mindfulness or spiritual work or meditation, some kind of self-care, some kind of, you're working on yourself. You're striving to grow, I think you're coming into this real Libra nature of not letting these things, anything, major or minor, really disturb your balance, okay? And nobody's perfect. We all get angry, and it's okay to be angry. But I think you're learning how to temper that. I almost wonder if we're going to see the Temperance card here, maybe in that mystery card. Because I feel like you're really striving for balance to temper your reactions, right? To have the balance and the equilibrium in your emotional, your mental state, And this really is accepting the facts as they are. The Justice card is kind of about the justice system, right? It's just like, these are the facts, and now this is what we have to do to deal with those facts. Okay, there's really no place for emotion in like this, in this realm, right? In this kind of logical, fact-based, in the legal system, let's say. It's just, the facts are what they are, and you have to deal with the circumstances as they are. Reacting emotionally is not really going to help you much, And there's nothing wrong with emotions. I don't want to imply that I'm like just nagging on emotions as being bad. No, I think we need to feel what we feel. And I think you do. And I think that's why we see the Four of Cups here as well. You do feel what you feel. You felt unhappy, you felt pissed off, you felt disappointed, whatever feelings you had. But you didn't let those consume you. You didn't identify with them. You didn't allow them to move your body and your soul in a direction, right? You just maintained, your place. You maintained your kind of centeredness, your balance, right? The Four of Cups is about the balance. It's a ship that's not moving into the storm, but it's not sinking either. It's just kind of remaining where it is. It's feeling what it feels. It's allowing the feels. It's allowing the waves to kind of, splash against them, but it's not being moved by the storm, by the waves or the current, So you're remaining anchored in yourself with this ship, this Four of Cups ship. And again, I think that's part of some spiritual work that you've been doing, some meditation, some kind of introspection, or soul growth, or light work, or anything like this that we want to. There's so many different things and practices that we're involved in that help in a situation like this. It may not be the actual intent. It may not be why you got into some of these practices. It's just a really nice byproduct. I found that when I started meditating many years ago, my emotions they did become a little bit more kind of balanced and even. And I didn't react to things as emotionally as I once did, as kind of explosively. I wasn't consumed by the anger and I was able to maintain a little bit more of a balance, a little bit more mellow, And let's go down here before I forget to this devil energy. Beneath everything, underneath the path of the dove. And this, I think, is how you once reacted. I think this is really through attachment with the material world. Okay, a lot of the times this devil energy is talking about our bondage, our attachment to the physical world, to our possessions, right? And so I think that this was probably part of your work. You're trying to be more detached. You're trying to let go of attachments, let go of desire. It's kind of a Buddhist. I wouldn't be surprised if you're into some Buddhist practices. Okay. But I feel like there was a time where you were definitely more attached to the material world, to the physical goods and possessions. Okay. And then when something like this happens with this air sign person, who we're calling the air sign person, when through their kind of actions or mismanagement or negligence or naivety or whatever it is, through their kind of influence, we had this bad thing happen on the material plane, this loss, this breakage of something. At one time, you would have been so attached to these possessions that you would have reacted in a very very pissed off kind of way. But I don't think that's you anymore. I think that you're going for more of that equilibrium, more of that kind of Zen-like. And again, it's not about ignoring the emotions, but it's just not letting the emotions get so intense that they move you to do something that you wouldn't rationally do. Just kind of the overreactions. So I think this is kind of the work that you've been doing, and this is kind of the past, the way that you would have reacted maybe once upon a time. But you've grown since then, and you've evolved, and you don't have as much attachment to these possessions, to these material things. The immediate future, we see the 10 of Pentacles. This is everything being restored to what it was. So despite your lack of attachment and you're kind of letting this thing go a little bit and not letting it affect you too greatly, everything's going to be returned to you. Whatever was broken will be fixed. Whatever is lost will be returned. You will be made whole again. This is kind of the projected outcome in the near future. You're going to get this thing back. By the end of the week or so, whatever is lost or broken will be repaired, will be returned to you, and you'll be whole again. Okay? So that really, I think, is a straightforward energy. We're going to move to the path of the serpent now. And the first thing that I see is kind of your general energy. This is the Ace of Wands. You are someone who, you have this kind of control over your emotions, like we've been talking about. But you're someone who definitely doesn't let people walk over them or get away with things around you, right? It's not that you're just so peaceful and so enlightened now that people can just use you as a doormat. No, I don't think that's what spirituality is about. You know how to pick and choose your battles, for one thing. You know when it's appropriate. You have a more measured, tempered response to things. When it's appropriate, you get angry. You stand up for yourself. You have confidence and assertiveness. You won't let people get away with things or steal from you or push you down or hurt you in any way, right? You still have this fire in you. And this fire could be used to defend. This fire can be used to bring people together, right? That's what, if you think of a campfire, what it does, it keeps the predators away from your campsite, but it also invites other people in who want to come and be friendly and hang out, right? So it's inviting, and it's also repelling at the same time. It depends on how you use it. Depends on your intention. And you still have that ability. And I think that ability is even stronger and more controlled now because of the spiritual work that you've been doing, because of situations like this, which, for a tarot reading, you lost your watch, you're going to get it back. Oh, big deal, right? Major tarot event here. But I think the implications are far beyond just the minor events. If this is something serious, like your job, like you've lost your job, you lost a source of income, well, that's serious. That's enough to make anybody kind of nervous, right? But you are taking that nervousness, that anxiety, that disappointment, whatever it is, and you're balancing it, you're focusing it, and you're able to use it now in a way that is constructive, right? Fire can be constructive, or it can be used to destroy and tear things down. But you're channeling this emotional energy into a very constructive way. You have that ability. You have that power. And then in your environment, we see a 9 of Pentacles. This is really the environment around you working to restore what was yours. It's almost like just through your aura, through your energy and your intention, the universe will respond and things will fall into place that is going to restore this thing for you. It's not like you have to go out and, fight to get back your lost property, or you have to go out and repair the car yourself, or that, it's not that you have to now expend all of your energy to fix this. It's almost as if you're setting your intention, you're putting your will out there, and everything harmonizes to make it happen. Yes, you have to do the work too, because the 9 of Pentacles is about movement. It's about the final act of movement that brings the 10. The rest. Everything is now kind of resting in your lap. What was lost is now sitting here in front of you. And this is how it arrives. It's through the cooperation, it's through the concerted effort of yourself and the universe resonating with you. Okay? I'm almost expecting to see a Wheel of Fortune card here. Maybe a 6 of Pentacles as that mystery card. But it's through kind of a cooperative effort, right, that things are restored. It's not just your burden. You don't have to go and do everything yourself. It's not like, somebody else caused the problem and now you have to fix it. It's kind of a, and I don't think that this air sign person is going to be involved. I think that they're kind of out of the situation, or they're not in a position to correct things at all. Okay, so I don't know if it's a younger sibling, child, or something. But it's almost going to be like the cooperation with the universe itself. It's going to resonate with you. There's going to be just the right synchronicities that bring this thing about, and it's going to feel pretty natural and pretty easy, right? The next card that we see is the 9 of Cups, and this is really your happiness and abundance on all planes, material, physical plane, the mental, emotional, the spiritual planes. A lot of abundance, a lot of love. I think that through this spiritual work that you've been doing, you've really been accumulating a lot of I don't like to say good karma, okay, but that's kind of what it feels like. You've been putting out so much love and abundance and joy and affection that it's coming back to you threefold, right? It's coming back to you 3 on the physical, 3 on the mental, 3 on the emotional planes. So it's a real spiritual kind of fulfillment. And I think that this is a primary goal for you, or concern, is not your material happiness anymore. Because I said once upon a time that you were more attached to possessions and physical goods and wealth or something like that, right? I think that you're now more attached, and it's still attachment. Yes, it's still attachment and desire. But now you have a shift of focus. Now you want meaning. You want love. You want affection. You want respect. You want nurturing. You want cheerfulness and joy and pleasure and fulfillment. That's what you want. That's your primary concern. Not really the physical goods. Yeah, the car broke down. Damn, that, it's a big deal. It sucks. It's an inconvenience. We'll get it fixed. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. What you're ultimately striving for is a deeper satisfaction with your life as a whole. Okay? And I think that you're so focused on that maybe some of these minor or major inconveniences don't really affect you like they used to, because you've got a glimpse of what's really important to you. You've caught a glimpse of this more, spiritual satisfaction. Okay, the 9 of Cups. The final card that we see is interesting because it's a 10 of Wands. We started the Path of the Serpent with the Ace of Wands here, and now we're ending with the 10 of Wands. So this is just like you're able to take your fire energy to the ultimate limits, to the extreme, right? So the extreme of this campfire is it just burns everything down. It spreads. It literally repels everything away from it, right? All animals, people, everything has to just run. It's bad, right? No one sticks around for a raging fire that's out of control. And that is kind of the extreme of the fire. It's also the extreme of the fire where you just let everybody come in and gather around your fire. Everybody, just keep coming. Everybody can fit. Until this fire, it's so overwhelmed or smothered by all of these people around it that, one, there's not much warmth left for you. And two, the fire is going to die out because all the people around it are just sucking too much of its fuel and the oxygen around it or whatever, and the fire dies out. So there's two extremes here, and I think that the idea here is that you want to prevent this. You don't want to get to this extreme. The path of the serpent here, we began with this control over this fire. I think we know because of the past, because of history, because of the spiritual work that you've been doing, how easy it is to go from 0 to 100, or to go from 1 to 10, let's say. So it's kind of as if you want to pull back just before we get to that 10, okay? And that is the idea of this control. You know where to turn the dial between the 1 and the 10. You kind of know where, in each situation, you know what's appropriate. I don't know that it's ever appropriate to get to the 10, where you're just literally letting everybody come in and take your fire. It's okay to be generous with your campfire, but you can't let everybody in, And then you can't expend it outward so much that you just burn the entire campground, the entire forest down or whatever, So it's about control, it's about mindfulness, it's about the appropriate measure. And that is a lot of the Libra quality here with the Justice or Adjustment card. This is the measure, the appropriate measure. You have to weigh how much is appropriate in each situation, and I think you've got a good handle on that. I do. We're going to look at the mystery card now. See what's going on here. An ace of pentacles. So not really what I thought. It still kind of looks like a wheel. Kind of looks like a wheel of fortune. This is really talking about the new the restoration of whatever it is that you've lost or that was missing or that was had to be repaired or returned or something. Whatever is coming back to you. It really is kind of coming back more than what you lost. You know what I mean? Like it's coming back with interest. Okay? So this is going to create kind of new opportunities on the material plane. It's almost like there's a silver lining here. It's almost like a blessing in disguise kind of thing. So I think whatever you lost, you're going to either get returned. It's going to be better quality, a better model. It's going to be more money. It's going to come with interest or something. It's going to create something more than what you lost. Okay, because you're getting this 10 back, but then we're also getting an extra. So it's like we have a 10 and then we have plus 1. So it's going to be just like a bonus, like a little extra. Okay, and I think this is a good confirmation because what this really is talking about is you being seduced back into this kind of attachment, this I don't want to say not greed, but this focus, this attachment to the possessions, to the material goods, to the finances. And it's okay to appreciate the importance of possessions and wealth and money, etc. Okay, we need it. It's an unfortunate reality, but we need it to a certain degree. But I think that this is almost like tempting you back into this devil energy a little bit. I think you should accept this, but also use it as a test to say, okay, I've accepted this interest or this little bit extra, but I'm not going to fall back to how things were before, where I was just so attached and I'm just more. Because that's kind of like a bondage. That's the bondage that we're trying to escape from, right? So it is kind of like a little bit of a test. But I also think that it is what is owed to you. I think you deserve that extra. You deserve to have things returned to you with interest, for your inconvenience or whatever. But you have to think of it as a test of your resolve to maintain a little bit detached from the kind of material possessions and wealth and stuff, Okay, so Libra, we're going to do an extended here. If you want to stick around, click on the link that is right here. And you can have access to all of the extended readings for all the signs. This was your weekly tarot reading for February 12 through 18. on Dove and Serpent Tarot.